Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych has talked about resuming talks with the European Union, a move aimed at diffusing the protests shaking his nation. But he's still insisting on strengthening ties with Russia. Kim Min-ji has the latest.
Ukraine and the European Commission are expected to resume talks Wednesday on a partnership deal aimed at integrating the country into the 28-nation bloc after Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych said he would send a delegation. In a televised meeting with three former Ukrainian presidents Tuesday, Yanukovych also indicated his willingness to sign the EU deal if the EU can provide better financial terms. Yanukovych's decision to walk away from the deal last month in favor of closer ties with Russia was what triggered the massive protests now rocking the capital of Kiev. Thousands of protesters have continued to camp out in the freezing cold in the city's Independence Square. Hundreds of police have moved in on protesters, dismantling barricades and causing clashes early Wednesday. Yanukovych said he will arrange the release of protesters arrested during the demonstrations, seen as an attempt to defuse the ongoing crisis. However, despite saying he remains committed to European integration, Yanukovych has again said that his government needs to deepen ties with Russia. He said that Ukraine cannot talk about the future without restoring trade relations with Moscow. U.S. Assistant Secretary of State Victoria Nuland and EU Foreign Policy Chief Catherine Ashton are both in Ukraine to seek ways to defuse the crisis. EU officials said Tuesday they are willing to give Ukraine more financial assistance if it signs a proposed trade deal. The International Monetary Fund also said it is ready to offer Ukraine support if the country implements the needed reforms. Ukraine said that it will resume negotiations with the IMF, but Yanukovych has reiterated that the conditions put forward by the IMF were unacceptable. The president's response follows new reports claiming that the Ukrainian government successfully secured bailout financing from China and Russia, which could replace the IMF aid. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.